Hey guys, what's going on? It's a Block Bull right back now, bringing you the latest episode to the channel now. Today, we are going to see a request here. So if you just go over to my X account now, it wasn't quite a poll. I was just saying here, rough conditions in the markets, market makers still not giving us much respite. Just going to have a chippy tea, then I'll see if we get around to doing a YouTube video. So here I am, man of my word, and I've stipulated here XCN or ZBEC to be covered in today's video. Let us know down below. So you guys have been voting XCN, please, XCN, XCN brother, XCN, XCN. So by majority vote, we've got one guy there, real utility for ZBEC. So undoubtedly, this is why we're covering XCN, okay, in today's video. We'll get across to the charts very shortly. However, let's take a look at the crypto bubbles today. It's looking rough out there, guys. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Gala's down 9%, so that's the well, it's just flickered there, 8.7% on the day. So a lot of cryptos are down at this moment in time. The only two green bubbles in our crypto bubbles is ZBEC and Stronghold as well, which is a fantastic project. Tons of banking partnerships built on the Stellar blockchain, guys. So that is built upon ISO 222 messaging standards. Okay, so let's dive into it. XCN is right here. What we're going to do as well, guys, whilst I cover XCN as well, because it's very simplistic at this moment in time. It's just a waiting game for XCN. I'm going to be real with you guys. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll take a quick look at XCN, and we'll also take a look at that overcorrelated asset. You guessed it. We'll take a look at Swiftcoin as well. Okay, very strongly correlated, and we'll see if there's any sort of discrepancies or sort of similarities in nature in terms of the price action. Okay, so let's dive into it here. So we're on the day, as always. We like to start out from the sort of weekly, daily time frames, bigger time frames. You get a better view of the picture, see what's going on. Because what tends to happen is a lot of retail traders, especially over on X, you'll get people commenting, etc., over on X, and they're very impatient because they expect things to play out day to day. And that's not always the case, as we've learned over this past sort of 6-7 months, especially since we saw like highs around December, January for a lot of altcoins. We have been in this sort of 6-7 month bleed now. You can see here, this is from January now, all the way through to we're now in June now. So the best part of 6 months anyway for XCN. Obviously, got going a little bit later. It was only 25, middle of January of 2025 of this year. Did we really get pumping? The rest of the cryptos were already topping out, sort of mid-December, especially these large cap altcoins. So this is where we are now. We've still got the 18th of June marked in on our calendars, and that is the Fed meeting now. So we're not expecting any rate cuts on Wednesday next week. However, it is looking pretty. The fact that we are still sort of trading in and around this sort of region here, you can see here, even if I just close out here, potentially we could bring this apex in to the 18th of June there. That would be absolutely perfect. So, you know what? We did get a breakout up here, in my opinion, around the 15th of May. You can see this green candle here, highlighted by the cursor, and we've grinded along there. So anytime we actually grind along, sort of either whether it's support or like resistance, the longer it stays at that area of interest, usually you see that sort of, I don't want to say the pattern fizzles out, but certainly you don't get the lift off that you was anticipating. Yeah. So as soon as you get a breakout here, the fact that we've not like continued to rally to the upside, we continue to grind down that area of interest. And if that happens, exactly what's happened here is we actually fall underneath that level of interest. And this is what we're doing now. We're back inside this sort of apex wedge type pattern that is playing out. Like I say, I do believe this convergence of the two areas of interest down here, where you would have got that sort of optimum buy down here at the sort of first, second week of April, before we did get that pop to the upside now. So we're looking really good. Again, in an earlier video that I shot this week, I was looking at the 200-day moving average here. So if I just shift that yellow line out of the way, you can see this 200-day moving average here. So this is where I've got these buy orders in here. So this will be the final buy of this quarter. Okay, for me personally, that is it. That's me done. That's my accumulation gone. I have ran dry. I'm pretty much all in on the markets. I've got about probably got a fiver. Yeah, there's a lot of Americans watching this. I know a lot of British people watch my channel as well. So, I've got about a fiver. Yeah, £5, which is probably worth, I don't know, what's that, $7-8? Do you know what I'm saying? So I've got next to nothing in my bank account right now. I'm pretty much all in the markets. I'm fully deployed. So I'm feeling a lot of this pain with you guys. You know what I'm saying? In the crypto bubbles especially. Everything's down at this moment in time. But just for reassurance purposes, there's millions and millions, tens, if not hundreds of millions of investors in crypto. So everybody is feeling the pain. Everybody is feeling this 6-7 month worth of consolidation and accumulation phase taking its toll. Yeah, because a lot of people are all in, like myself. You've got to live off this capital ultimately. But nonetheless, for me, it's looking positive going into that Fed meeting next week. So I do expect a quiet week. There is an off chance, there is a probability that we may see some sort of fake out to the upside or even to the downside, guys. Yeah, it doesn't really matter what sort of happens between now and the 18th. Do you know what I mean? Might get a lucky break to the upside, come back down, retest, and then we're off to the markets, or even vice versa, guys. Whatever happens, I'm not going to be selling any bags anytime soon. You know what I mean? I'm still accumulating. Yeah, we could come down, take out this sort of low down here. That's a possibility. That for me, just looking at it, that's probably around a 50% drop. Just looking at it now, without even measuring it, somewhere up there, for example. So let's just measure down, because what I like to do is just measure to the lows. I like to measure the risk to reward to see what I'm getting myself in for. Yeah, just to see and psychologically prepare myself for it. And this is what I'm doing with you guys that are following the channel. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Like I say, I'll always keep you up to date. But if we are to make a sort of, like a final shakeout, I can't see this happening myself. I can't see this happening, yeah? I want to make that clear. But again, anything's possible in crypto. It's very, very volatile, guys. But if we was to visit the downside here, we'd be looking at this low here, which is where everybody, or majority of retail traders, would be placing their stop losses. So there'll be a lot of liquidity there to be sort of swept, if you will. Now, just to highlight the risk involved, that's what I mean. It doesn't even look like a big move, but it's nearly 50% of the capital. And that is heavy. That is heavy, especially after 6-7 months of living off your crypto. If you're all in, this is heavy. And you know what? Market makers, they're absolute sods. They're absolutely sods for it. Do you know what I mean? If you agree with me, comment sods down below in the comment section. Just put sods in caps. Do you know what I mean? If you agree with me, market makers, telling you now. But for me, XCN is likely to get a break. Yeah. Best case scenario for me was we're just getting a strong break to the upside here. Let me just put this in again. Don't have to be yellow. You can see what I mean going into the sort of apex there. For me, we're just going to get a solid break. Yeah, we'll get to 18th. It'll probably fizzle out a little bit towards 18th, and then boom, 18th. We'll end up penetrating that sort of 5 cent area. And what I wanted to do, guys, before you go, I've still got quite a lot to cover, guys. So let's just retract. What I'm going to do for you guys is just from this move here, I'm going to start using the measured move. I'm also going to apply the fibs just on this section from the top to bottom of the 25 sort of price action. Okay, so what we're going to do is get a 25 high of this year. Then we're just going to bring it down to the low after the high. Yeah, I can see down here some people will say, well, the low was back down here in 2025 of this year. I'm going for the low after this high. And up here, I marked out this blue line around sort of 15, 16 cent. So for me, I do believe that's going to be achieved very, very rapidly after the 18th. So I would imagine within the first week of July, second week of July, I'm putting my neck out here. I reckon we'll be trading around 15, 16 cent Onyx coin. I'm putting my neck out there, guys. Like I say, I do believe this sort of wedge pattern will get broke. Okay, so that is XCN. We'll quickly touch on Swift as well. Very, very volatile asset. This is what I've got with Swift. You can see very clearly, very similar coin in terms of nature, this sort of price action. And again, we did this with Onyx coin as well. We'll just take out the 200-day moving average. This is already breaking out now, so it looks as if Swift coin is actually ahead of XCN. So this is likely what XCN is going to do in terms of price action. You know, where I was just talking about XCN potentially coming down to sort of take out these laws with that 50% drop and then get going. Obviously, this is stipulating and showing us the sort of roadmap as how we envision XCN Onyx coin stock playing out in terms of price action. So I'd imagine around the 18th, Onyx will do something similar to this, and then we get going into the right direction now. So yeah, leading indicator right now is Swiftcoin. So keep an eye on that. The ticker symbol is SWFT. That is Swiftcoin. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up there. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit those bell notifications, and I shall see you in the next episode, guys. I've been the Block Bull. Until next time, the Block Bull is over and out.